Okay, we had a momentary glitch there. So last class, you guys looked at a decision tree. A decision tree is a kind of, um, you can say, a flow chart that's followed by the computer while it has to make a decision. Okay, and this yellow diamond represents a decision that's based on a fact and is not an opinion. So when I say a computer is making a decision here, it it kind of evaluates this statement. Okay, and if it's true or false, it does one of the two things. Always one, not both of them, ever. It will always evaluate either true or false. It will never evaluate both of them. So when we talk about this true and false, this is actually a data type. Okay, a data type similar to your string, your integer, and it has two values, true and false, and it's actually known as a Boolean data type. Okay, so when you go to your data type palette in your main palette, this Python syntax one, you'll see that booleans are over here. Okay, so when I say that boolean has two value, true or false, it means something like this. So suppose if I give the value of a boolean, which is true, to a variable. I assigned the value of a boolean to a variable. Okay, and now if I wanted to print this value, sorry, not this value, but the type of this value, let's see what happens. Okay, I'm gonna totally skip this, but look at this. It says it's a boolean here. Okay, I'm gonna just comment this out for a second, and okay, so when I give this value of a boolean to a variable and printed the type, it's a boolean, right? Remember that the true T is capital always. The same way, if I give a value of false to the variable and I run this code, it will give the class again as boolean. Okay, now this true and false is basically a data type. Okay, let's look at an example. So remember how in our print statement we could actually run equations like, and when we print it, it gives the answer, right? The same way I can evaluate an expression here. Okay, by evaluating, we are basically using these comparison operators: greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to. The only important thing for you guys to just make note of is that if you're trying to evaluate something, if something is equal to something, you use double equal to's, not a single equal to. Remember, a single equal to, like here, is an assignment operator. Okay, but once you write a double equal to, this becomes a evaluation of the statement or a comparison operator. Okay, so if I say 1700, 1700 equal to 89. Okay, now basically when you put a double equal to, it is instantly making a comparison whether 1700 is equal to 89 or not. Okay, and when you evaluate it, which is basically 1700 is not equal to 89, false, it will give the value false. Similarly, if I do print and I say 89.7 less than 90, okay, and I say run this code. Okay, remember, when you try to put a less than, equal to, it's automatically assessing whether this is true or false. When I run this code, it says true because it's evaluating whether 89 is less than 90, and if it's true, it returns that value of true. It can also work for complex statements like 56 plus 9 equal to 77 plus 89.6. Okay, so basically what it's doing is it's doing math. So it calculates 56 plus 9, which is equal to 65. Is it equal to 77 plus 89, which I don't know the value right now, honestly. So basically it's evaluating this expression and it will return either true or false. So think for a second, what's going to be the value while I run this code? False. Okay, so basically when you in your code use these comparison operators, the result of that equation is true or false. It's never a value, right? Okay, it's result of all these operators is either true or false. Okay, so when you ran this code in your previous class and you said age is greater than 70, internally the computer was, okay, this is going to be true. So that's why it printed you are old if the value was greater than 70. And the else is evaluated only when this value is false. So basically, if the above expression was true, that is when this part of the equation or this part of the program is run. If your evaluation or your comparison was false, the result was false, that's when this would have run. Okay?